Hi, welcome on the board. कैसे हैं सब लोग? Let's get started. New topic again. This would not again be in the same series of that we are covering uh, a book that is very famous in agriculture cases. Everybody knows that book is named Asunda that everyone refers for there to make their basic strong. So this lecture is not about the name Rasunda. This is another lecture. We can add this lecture in the series of advanced soil course, so it will uh, it will be very detailed lecture. So let's get started. I think detail will be covered in between the lecture itself, why we are wasting too much time to describe what we are going to cover, right? Cool. So today I choose a very random topic. I think that also very interesting to learn and very easy to learn, so that would be the perfect for the today. Cool. Are you guys ready to start? Okay, let me just give a second. Let's just adjust this thing. Okay. Okay, perfect. Cool. Okay. So topic is that soil formation. Topic is what? Soil formation. It's a broad topic. Soil formation. In this topic, we're gonna understand the new topic. This is the topic of okay, just give me a second. Who is this guy for making the disturbance? Oh, I'm waiting. Let's just go there. Okay. Okay, cool. Okay, there would be no disturbance again. So cool. Let's get started. So the topic for today is the soil formation. So there are in this there is a subtopic that is soil forming process. Soil forming process. This is the topic for today. Okay. So we're gonna cover this in this topic are very detailed. So let's get started. So you guys have to do the cooperate with me. I did not read these topics before, so it's been a long time. So I'm reading with you. I'm just taking my notes in front right now. I did not go through with the overview, so you guys can understand. I'll write. I'll I'll understand. I'll teach you at the same time. So don't be get confused and don't do just me on the basis of that. So cool. So there are the two type of soil formation process. Soil forming process. This is the topic for today, soil forming process. There are two broad classification of these. What are these two types? So let's discuss one by one. The first one is a fundamental. Number one is fundamental soil forming process. These are four in number. Then the second one, specific pedogenic process. The second one, specific pedogenic, pedogenic, specific pedogenic soil forming process. Soil forming process. Cool. These are like I do not know the fixed number, but there are 8 to 9, maybe more. But these usually we do study. These are the number for that. Cool. Okay, so there are two basic types of, there are classification of soil forming process. They are divided into two part. What are these two part are? The first one is a fundamental soil forming process. These are the fundamental soil forming process. These are four in number. Cool. The second one is what? The second one is specific pedogenic soil forming process. These are various. There can be the 8, 9, 7, whatever. What you are following, like you are following ICR, you are following USDA, you are following any of book that are going in a present era. So not like my mean to say in present era. That's mean in after 2000, so they may be refer the another number because the things are evolving with the time. So this number can be varies. Cool. So let's get into these. What are these things? So, okay, let's take one by one. So we are going to discuss first one, that is fundamental soil forming process. Again, I'm telling you, these are four in number. Okay, so which one is the first? The first one is a humification. Humification. Okay, what are the soil forming process? These are the process by which soil is formed. Like there was rock before, weathering happens, then these kind of things happen in the uh, material or regolith. Then after the soil is formed. So what are these process are? These are the soil forming process. So that we are discussing right now, these are the process. Okay. So in which there are two major types, fundamental or specific. So in fundamental, there are the four types. So in four types, the first one is a humification. What is humification? Humification is a process in which organic matter decomposed and humus formed. All right. In which in which organic matter organic matter decomposed decomposed and humus is formed. Humus is what? Humus is a dark colored material that is last to consume for the microbes in absence of the other substances, because it's very resistant to decompose. It's dark black in color. Cool. It developed after the decomposition of the organic matter. I hope it's clear to you. So first thing we are going to discuss is that humification, in which what happened, in which organic matter decomposed and humus is formed. Let me just erase and keep it very simple so you guys can understand these things very easily. Okay. Okay. What is meaning by that? Humification, organic matter decomposed, humus formation. Cool. That process is known as humification. I hope it's clear to you right now. Cool. The first process is done. We'll keep things very shorter and very clear. We are not going to indulge in these very detail that are not necessary to learn, because in case of the examination, you'll find these kind of terminology, they will appear frequently, not detailed description of the any kind of books like IFFCO and DK Das. What is this? Cool. Okay, let it be. DK Das and another AKs, whatever the book is, we are not going to follow the very detailed kind of things. We'll keep things shorter that are frequently appeared in the examination. That will help you to reduce time in these things, and that time you can utilize in better things to understand. Cool. So the first uh, fundamental process we covered, humification. Then the second one is eluviation. What is eluviation? Eluviation, if you guys can remember, in the soil profile, we uh, we did discuss about the certain process that were happened in the soil profile. There was the material going through with the different horizon from A to B, B to C, B to C, and C to D. So there was a certain kind of process they were happening. So at the time we did discuss about the eluviation. What was the eluviation was there? Eluviation. There was the, let me just explain these things again so you guys can have a better scenario to imagine. Otherwise, it will go above on your head. So what things are going on? So let me just describe you in very simple detail. So there are the horizon. There are OABCR. OABCR. There is one more. There are six in number. OAEBCR. These are the master horizons. Okay, these are the master horizons. This one is found in the forest soil. This is found in a arable soil. This is also found in a forest soil as well, but the uppermost horizon would be different according to the cultivation. If it is in forest, that would be the O horizon. In case of the arable land, it would be A horizon first. Cool. There was the process. What was the process? The process was leaching down of material. Material is what? That material was soil constituent. What are these soil constituent? These may be clay. These may be uh, these are maybe different things. Aluminium, iron oxides, and there can be the clay migration that I already told you, and or they can be the other substitute as well, nutrient as well. You can refer simply. So in that case, there is the leaching of or removal of the soil constitute from E horizon to B. That process is known as alluviation. Cool. That is alluviation. This process when the soil constitute are leached down or removed from the E horizon, that process is known as alluviation. Okay, that's why we referred it as E horizon, and it accumulate in the B horizon. That is the zone of maximum accumulation. Maximum accumulation. The process is known as alluviation. So alluviation is the third process, third fundamental soil forming process. Is that clear to you guys? Okay, so what was the alluviation? Alluviation is the removal of soil constitute from the E horizon. With the water, it can be whether there may be the different process, but this is the removal from the E horizon. That zone is also known as maximum leaching because the things are going downward by through the water by any agent, but we are not talking about the what is the agent right here. So they are getting leaching down, they are removed from the E horizon. That process is known as alluviation, and after that they are accumulated in the B horizon. That process is known as alluviation. Accumulation is known as alluviation and removal is known as alluviation. The thing that to remember on this point is that elevation happens in the E horizon and the elevation happens in B horizon. I hope it's clear to you guys. Elevation or elevation. So let, let me just keep these things to clear to you. So you may write leaching of soluble minerals, nutrients or salt with the water, that is called elevation. What was that soil constitutes? The soluble salts, minerals, and nutrients. These soil constituents are get leached down through the water. That process is alluviation. This process is happens in which horizon? In E horizon. E horizon also known as A2 horizon. So these things, why I'm not, going in very deep these things, because in chapter of soil profile in advanced soil course, I think that may be the fourth or fifth lecture. We discuss these things in a very detailed manner. So why we are wasting our time too much, the repeating the same thing again and again? So in that time we can learn certain new things that may be helpful for you. Cool. So I hope alleviation is very clear to you here. So alleviation is what? Alleviation is accumulation that happens in the B horizon. I hope it's clear to you. There are three processes are already complete. Let's move to the next one. That is the fourth one. That is horizonization. Horizonization. Okay. What is the horizonization? It is the formation of horizon. Formation of soil horizons. What is meaning by that? That's mean we already discussed in the soil we have different layers. So A, B, C, R. So these layers are formed after the time after weathering happens, then soil forming process happens. So these layers are formed. These layers, the process of forming these layer is known as horizonization. These layers are known as soil horizons. So formation of horizon is known as horizonization. I hope it's clear to you. It's a very simple one. We discussed there are four fundamental fundamental soil forming process. Fundamental soil forming process. Okay, these are four in number. The first one was humification. Second one, alluviation. And third one was alluviation. And fourth one was horizonization. I hope it's clear to you. Let's move to the next one. What is the next one? The next is this new one. Another classification is specific pedogenic process. Specific pedogenic process. Okay, let's take one by one these process. Why we are calling these? Let me just clear to you. Fundamental soil process happens with the every soil that are made up in present era. That means they are common for all the soils that already developed. But in case of specific pedogenic process, these these process are these process are is according to the area where the soil is developed. They are not same for the every soil. So it's depend on the environment condition, what are the agent of formation. So according to these kind of things, according to these kind of factors, these soil forming process are vary with these factors. So, but in case of the fundamental soil forming process, those four processes are common for the all soil. They say these four process happens in formation of every soil. So these are common for every soil that we have. But in case of the specific pedogenic process, so these are varies according to area or environment conditions. So let's just go deep into these things. What are these specific pedogenic process? Okay, these process are given by Dokuchev. Okay, the process of specific pedogenic process are given by Dokuchev. Okay, so first process we are going to discuss is that salinization. Salinization is the first process. Guys, can we keep our speed too much, or you guys can give a feedback like should I speak more louder? Should I keep my speed high so we can cover the maximum detail in a one lecture? So so you guys can give feedback in the comment box. That comment box is open for all of you. So it get me to what kind of problem you are facing. Sorry guys.